Drawing from my personal journey as a targeted individual, this page will share how these experiences manifest in real life and the challenge of being dismissed as mentally ill when seeking help. Now, my story begins with technological interference before expanding into other troubling patterns that match these definitions perfectly. While I can only speak to my own experiences, the overlap between established terminology and my reality is striking. This isn't just a story, ladies and gentlemen. It's my reality. But more importantly, it's reality. It's reality, and a lot of you know it's real. Those in the group chats, those who park outside my house, those who basically walk around my complex day in, day out, trying to download information, those who go hide out in the gym or in the common areas to try to download my information, those who are constantly trying to hack into my system, my router, my laptop, my phone, you know it's real. Those who are participating in the challenges, the social media challenges, whether it be TikTok or whatever else, those who are constantly posting subliminal messages, having certain things in your background or your cover images as subliminals, you know is happening. And a lot of you, especially those quote unquote Christians that are participating in this, you know better. You should be calling it out instead of participating. Okay? But I digress. For years, ladies and gentlemen, I lived under a shadow of being watched, followed, and silenced. And what started as suspicion became a pattern. And what felt like paranoia became proof. This channel is my voice and the documentation of my journey and my experience. In this docuseries, I'll share what it's like to be targeted. The tactics, the trauma, the truth, the slander, the harassment, subliminal or explicit harassment, trying to inject things into my devices, trying to block me through different means, malware and things like that, trying to prevent me from basically posting or, recording my docuseries, just a lot of different things. The drones that are basically flying over my property, over my unit where I live. Look, if you've ever felt like someone was watching, if others ever questioned your own sanity, you're definitely not alone. You have at least one more person. And I know there's a lot more of us out there. And I'm not talking about those who are pretending to be targeted individuals, those who are trolling and creating pages to troll and pretend to be targeted individuals. I'm talking about the real targeted individuals. All of you who have created pages about being targeted and you know you're not being targeted, you should be ashamed of yourself. And you're actually calling on something that you really don't want to experience. Okay? So I digress again, but I just needed to call that out. All of y'all that know you're not targeted and you're creating these pages pretending to be targeted to troll, stop it. This is for the real targeted individuals, those who are unheard, unseen, the ones who know something's not right. Okay, this is documentation of what I've experienced, what I've been experiencing. God forbid something happens to me. The documentation is here. God forbid something happens to me. The documentation is here. It's here. It's here. It's here. Also, for everything else that has happened thus far, the doxing, the sharing of private information, posting, publicizing things in group chats, all these things, I'm calling it out. This is documentation saying that this is actually happening. Hello, FBI, this is happening. Hello, local police, this is happening. This is actually happening. This is happening. People are constantly trying to hack into my system. They're trying to breach my firewall, ladies and gentlemen. They are actually trying to inject malware in my web browser. They are doing all sorts of things to try to stop me from speaking out, right? Why? Because they know what I'm saying is true. They know what I'm saying is true. They know that they are attacking me. And while a lot of you may think that what you're doing is passive and you're just consuming the information, you're just as guilty. You're just as guilty because my privacy has been invaded, right? I haven't published anything. My privacy has been invaded. A lot of the information that is being shared was gathered illegally. People hacked into my system to get it. They're broadcasting it. And you're consuming it. And a lot of this information, some of it is sexually explicit, whether it be images or contextual stuff that is explicit. So you're participating in digital abuse, digital sexual abuse. That's what you're participating in. That's what you're participating in. Okay? And a lot of the information is false. A lot of it is false. A lot of it is misconstrued. A lot of it is just things that they've basically conjured up, if you will. Okay? But needless to say, like the basic story is that you're consuming information. Even if you're just passively consuming it, you're still participating in it. And those who are actively trying to get my information, you are also doing something that is very wrong. Very wrong. Stop it and speak up. Stop it and speak up. That's what I'm calling out. I'm asking for people, I'm asking as a community to stop the violence, stop the attack, stop the abuse, stop the harassment, stop the attack. Okay? You're basically invading my privacy. You're invading my privacy. You're invading my privacy day in, day out. You're cyber stalking me, harassing me, basically eavesdropping on my information, consuming information that should not be consumed. My private and most intimate moments of my life have been basically breached, and you're consuming it and basically distributing that. It's wrong. It's wrong. Speak up. Do what's right. Especially the Christians out there. Especially the Christians. Those who are always trying to point fingers. Those who are trying to point fingers at me because I'm not the perfect victim. I'm not the perfect Christian. And you're participating in that. Do what's right. Do what's right. In any event, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Dire-Rie of a Sane Black Woman. I'm Marie, your host. I'll be back soon. Okay, I always try to be in good spirits, but look, this is not a happy situation. But hey, I had to smile. I had to keep on smiling. All right. Anyway, thank you for joining. I will see you soon.